Hi everyone. This is Sai from Let's Upgrade. So let's talk about how to get your certificate. It's very simple. You will see two links in the description. Number one is the place where you have to go and mark your attendance. Marking your attendance tells us like, okay, you are a legit student who have attended this particular session. Link number two is your assignment. This is where your 90% of the priority is. You have to go and submit the assignment that is given to you in this particular session. Once you're done submitting that assignment, we will be evaluating that. We will send you an email. If you get the passing criteria, then only we will give you the certificate on a particular date that is mentioned again in the description. Please check these three things, and this is the way how you will get a certificate from Let's Upgrade. Number one, mark your attendance. Number two, just go ahead and upload your assignment. Check for the email that you have received it, yes or no. What is the feedback that you have received from your trainer? Number three, check on which date the certificates will be released. Thank you. Bye. All the best. Happy learning.
So yeah, hi guys, welcome to this yet another exciting session on modern JavaScript. So in this particular session, we are going to learn about a very interesting topic, I must say, because like most of you, like if you are into web development or like if you have like gone through websites, you might have wondered like how the real-time updates work on website. Okay, so it's kind of a very interesting and like very intriguing topic. Like you might have thought about like how this actually happens in the real world. So like how real time like events work, like you might have some application and you might have received notifications. Okay, so suddenly like your website is stable, your phone is stable, but suddenly you receive a notification, right? So you might be thinking like how that happens. So how, like also like you might have like be browsing Instagram, but you might have seen like if you keep that Instagram page idle for a while and come back, your feed automatically refreshes, right? So all these things you might have wondered like how actually things are working in the behind. So for that only today we will be covering the topic that is known as server side events. Okay, so it's a very interesting topic. More than learning, you will enjoy thinking about it, like how it is happening. Okay, so before starting off, let me give you a brief idea about how servers and all work if you are new to Node.js or JavaScript. Okay, so in JavaScript, what happened? You have to install Node.js in order to use JavaScript outside of the browser. Okay, first of all. Okay, so once your server is set up, so what will happen? Your server is ready to listen for any request. So it can be either a get request or a post request, delete request or put request. Okay, so what are these kind of requests? So requests are nothing but what your client sends to the server to ask for some data or to give it some data. Okay, so that are basically your requests. Okay, so similarly for real time events we have server side events. Okay, for real time requests we have server side events. Okay, so basically what happens, you create a get request and that get request stays on connected, and what happens, it's a one-way direction. Okay, server side events are one way. So these are used for communication from the server to the client, not from the client to the server. The server can send the data anytime to the client, but the client cannot send the data back to the server. Okay, so these are the like this is the concept behind server side events. So if you guys are aware about WebSockets, so the only difference between WebSockets and like not the only difference, but yeah, like the major difference between WebSockets and server side events is basically the direction channel. Okay, so in server side events the direction is one way only. The data communication happens from the server to the client, whereas in case of WebSockets it is bi-directional. Both the client can trigger an event as well as the server can trigger an event to the client. Okay, so if a client triggers an event, the server listens it, and if the server triggers an event, the client listens it. Okay, so and it is like more complex and we have to depend on third party libraries in case of WebSockets, whereas in case of server side event it's all built into Node.js and you can directly start using it. Okay, so I guess this is enough of intro about it. So let's start and let's start building something. Okay, that would be more exciting. So let me start with a new file that I'm thinking to build. So what I'll do, I'll create a new folder over here. I'll call it server SSE, because this class would be all about server side events. Okay, so SSE, I opened it. So what I'll do, I'll open this folder in my VS Code. So file, open folder. So on the desktop, I open this SSE. Okay, so this is fine. I have opened it. Okay, so inside SSE, let's create a new file. So since I'll be creating a server first of all, so I'll be creating that server using JavaScript. So simple JavaScript file that I'm creating inside SSE, I'm calling it index.js. Okay, simple index.js file. Okay, so let me, okay, so now let's quickly set up a simple Java like Node.js server. Okay, so I'm not sure like how much you guys are confident with it, but it's very simple how to set up a server using Express. Okay, so first of all you need to install Express. So to install that, it's a simple command. You need to use npm install Express. So that's it. Okay, npm install or I. Okay, I also works. You can use install or I. Okay, so this is already installed for me, so I'm not going to do that. After that, you can simply use const express is equal to require. So in Node.js, you need to require Express first of all to create a server. This can be done without Express also using HTTP server, but that's a little bit complex code. Express makes it all easy, so that is why I'm using Express. Okay, I recommend you guys also to use Express. So const app is equal to Express. So now we are instantiating Express using app. So now app is an object and it has all the functions of Express. Okay, so how to start a server? Simple one object that is there, that is a function. So app.listen. Okay, so listen where, like you need to create a server on any particular port, right? So basically, like generally we create it on port 8080. Okay, so port 8080 and then an error callback. So like we need to check if the server started successfully or not, right? So that for that reason we have an error callback. So we say if error console.log error. Okay, if error is there, simply console.error, otherwise simply console.log server listening at port 8080. Okay, I guess that's it. Okay, so that's it. Like this is how you create the simplest server in Node.js using Node.js. Okay, so not very typical, right? Simple few commands to write it down. Let me just minimize. Fine, so this is how we have created. So now let's run this code. Okay, so now we need to run this particular code, right? So like since we are not using a browser right now, so we need to run this outside of the browser. Since it's our server, it needs to run outside of the browser. So to make things clear, don't get confused. So this is both front end as well as back end. Okay, so our front end will be your client side. I'm repeating what I'll be doing. Front end would be client side. Okay, the back end would be server side. Okay, so this is server side code. So I'll just write over here. This is server side. So this is all server side. This is my backend code. Okay, so I'm just going to start the server now. So how to start that? Simple. You need to go to that folder. So I'm already here. If you need to navigate to the folder, you can use the cd command. Okay, so using cd you can navigate to your this SSE folder. I was inside SSE folder, so I'm already there. So I'll simply use node index.js. That is my file name. Node followed by the file name index.js. Okay, so I'll just run this. So okay, so when I ran this, you see server listening at port 8080. I got that because this is my console.log statement. Okay, so I got that. So my server is now ready and listening at port 8080. So now let's quickly test if it is really working or not. So let's go to Chrome and let's open localhost 8080. Okay, so you see we get cannot get. So because we haven't written any get API or any post API, so that is why it says cannot get /. Okay, so like no API is present at /. So that is why it says and also let me just close the server. You can use Control C to close the server. Okay, so I'll show you if I close the server what you will get if you open this. So you see the site cannot be reached. If you don't have like run the server, you will get this. Okay, but when you run the server, you should get this cannot get. Okay, so that's it. Simple. You have set up your basic Node.js server. Okay, so the next thing that we need to do is we need to, and like this is an independent function, so you can just keep it anywhere in the code, anywhere in the code, no matter where. Okay, so let it be. Okay, so now I'm going to create a simple API that my client is going to like listen, like my client is going to listen to a particular event, right? So that is what I'm going to create here. So simple app.get, since it will be get only, like the server side events are based on a get API, and I'll be calling it stream. Okay, so stream. Okay, and so this is what I'm writing is a simple get API. So this is how we write APIs in Node.js. Simple app.get followed by the path. So this will be kind of localhost 8080 slash stream. So whenever the endpoint localhost 8080 slash stream would be hit, your request will come over here. Okay, so your request will come over here. So here you have to do, like, since you have to use server side events, so you have to first of all like set response.set, and what you need to set here, some properties. So the very first property that you need to set is content type, sorry, content. Okay, and the content type is text slash event stream. I'm little confused. It's if it's stream event or event stream. I'll correct it if I'm wrong. Okay, so this is fine. And the another property that I need to add over here is cache control. This is not necessary, but you can add it if you wish. Okay, so I the value I'm giving is no cache. Okay. Okay, the third property, so the third property is connection. So connection, I want to keep it as keep alive. Okay, so this is another important property. Okay, so for now I'm keeping these three properties. Okay, so I have just simply added rest.set. So I have set the properties to my response. So the next thing that I am going to do is I am going to response and first of all, like, just try to understand what this request req and res stands for. Req is short form for request, whatever is coming from your client. Response, res is response, whatever is going back to your client. Okay, so what I need to send back to my client, so response. Okay, so what I need to write, so let's say this will be some data that is continuously changing, right? Like this can this particular data your client keeps on listening and it might change suddenly. So to like mimic that data, what we can do, we can just create a time. So you know that time changes continuously, it can be changed at any point of time now. So I'm just creating interval. I'm creating a variable const interval is equal to set interval. Okay, so set interval, and inside that a callback function I'm passing, and I'm giving a time gap of 1000 milliseconds, that is 1 second. So after each second, what I want to do is I want to response.write. So what I want to write, so this is a, but like if you want to use this stream server side events and the data type of stream, so you need to pass it as data. So data followed by dollar. So if you have followed my earlier JavaScript classes, I have told you about this dollar syntax to write the variables inside here. Okay, so here what I can pass is data I want to pass as date dot now. Okay, so this is a function that gives you the current timestamp, like whatever current timestamp would be, it will give it. Okay, so this is fine, and then we need to follow it by forward slash and forward. So this is the syntax for new line. So this is also very important. This is you have to this is something that you have to follow every time. Okay, so that's it. So now since I have given this, so every in every 1 second it is going to send this data data.now to my client. Okay, so that's it. So now inside this only I need to write another thing, that is response dot on. Okay, so when my like when this connection closes, so that time you need to do something na. So when the connection closes, what I need to do, I need to reset this interval. So clear interval and interval. And also I can do what, console.log client disconnected. Okay, sorry, stay client disconnected. So okay, so when the client will be disconnected, we'll be simply getting a console.log and your interval will be cleared. So this is a response.on means like whenever this particular event, so close is a particular event, like when the client disconnects, then what you have to do, this thing. Okay, and also I can console.log over here when the client connects, so that we'll do later. Okay, okay, so for now our basic setup is now all ready. So now let's, so our backend setup is already it's not very typical, simple thing I have done, like response I have set, like what kind of response it needs to be. So it needs to be a text event stream. So let me just confirm it if it is event stream or stream event. So just a second, I'll just write it down. Text event stream. Okay, so I'm correct only. Okay, let me just verify once again. Server side event only, text slash event stream. Okay, okay, it's correct only. Okay, so fine. So after that I told you like why I am using this set interval, because I need to like continuously, like since this is a continuously changing data, I want to make sure that my front end is continuously able to receive that changing data, okay, without doing anything on my front end. Okay, so once the front end will be connected to my back end, my server will be pushing this changing data after every 1 second, and my client will be listening to it. So that's what I'll be going to do. So my server is all ready. So now let's build a client side application, so my front end application basically. So that I'm going to create using HTML, simple HTML. Okay, so I'm going to save this. So inside the SSE folder I'll call it index.html. Okay, index.html. Boilerplate code is ready. Okay, so what I'll do, inside my head I'll use script src is equal to dot slash index.js, so that my script loads over here. Fine. Okay, so in my body, I'll continue writing something in my body. So let's say like I'll simply add a welcome to tutorial on SSE. Welcome to this tutorial on SSE. Okay, fine. So this my index.html is now ready. Okay, so sorry, not so this is my bad. Actually, I shouldn't have written this. This is not the script that this is my server script. Okay, so I'll be creating another. So I'll call it index. I'll call it. So let me do one thing. Just let me rename this to server.js. Okay, so that there is no confusion. So I'll server.js. Okay, so this is my server.js, and inside here I'll be creating index.js. So let's create another file over here. So command N, select a language, so JavaScript. So I'll save it. I'll call it index.js. It's inside SSE only. Okay, fine. So this is my index.js. So simply now, like I want to write some script for my index.html. So first of all, let's test if everything is working fine. Like my HTML is linked to my this index.js or not. Hello, welcome. Okay, fine. That's it. So now let's do one thing. Let's run our this file index.html and open the console and check. Console. So yeah, see hello welcome is being printed over here. So that means our HTML file is linked to this index.js. This server.js is separate. This is a backend file. This is my front end JavaScript file. Okay, right. So here I need to write some code that will listen to the server side events. So for that, event source, I'm taking an event is equal to new. So like JavaScript has provided us with this event source function. Okay, so event source, it takes in a URL. Okay, so if you see, if you hover like it all by default it gives you some hint over here. So we need to pass a URL over here. So as I told you, what would be the URL? So the URL would be, since I told you in the starting itself, my server is running on this port, right? So this port followed by slash stream, because my API get endpoint was slash stream. Okay, so here is where it will be listening. So a new event source at this position. Okay, so that's it. So now it will listen, but event source dot on message. So whenever a message is pushed from there, so what you need to do, some event will be there. So you simply do what, console.log it. So console.log e.data. So whatever data is coming, just log it on the console. So that's it. That's the simplest script I have written. Simple, just created a new event source and gave it the link where it needs to try like make establish connection for the server side event, and then an event, so the event is on message. Like whenever a message is received from the server, you need to print the data from that message. So print e.data. So if you are confused with this is simply the same function, like arrow function that we use now. So this is a function, arrow function, and inside this function I'm writing this. Okay, so that's it. So this is more readable now, right? Okay, fine. So now everything is ready. So one more thing. So before testing, actually, um, uh, like let me just try to explain you this. So if you need to access this HTTP localhost 8080 stream, so if you just open this document and refresh it, now welcome to this tutorial. So this won't be able to make any connection to the server. Why? Because this is not kind of running on a server. So it's a simple file that is being opened by my browser. Okay, so it's not going to talk to your server. So if you want to do that, you need to run your front-end JavaScript also on a server, so that it is capable of talking to the server. Okay, so instead of opening this file like this, you need to serve it on a server. So how do we do that? So I'm opening another terminal, and SSE is my folder. So npx serve and dot. So serve all the files, all the HTML files that are there on a server. So if I do that, okay, so it says that on localhost 3000 my HTML file is running. So if I go there, so you see, now I'll close this one, and this is localhost 3000, and here this file is running. Okay, so now it's running on a server. So simple command that I have used is npx serve dot, okay, in the same folder location. Okay, so okay, so now if I just inspect and see the console, so okay, so error, some issue might be there. Okay, so course response header values are valid. So this is coming, I'll explain you why. And also localhost slash index.html. So it's by default it's going to open index.html only. So yeah, that's fine. Okay, so as I told you, the issue is with the CORS policy. Okay, so now coming to the what is CORS policy. So now you see your front end is running on server port 3000. Okay, so this is different port. Your backend was running on port 8080. This is different port. Okay, so these are two different ports. So you want to make sure that this communication happens between these two different ports. So for that you need to allow CORS. So what is CORS? I'll just write down over here. CORS. So CORS stand for cross origin resource sharing. So again, why origin is different? Because my server origin is 8080 port. Okay, okay, and my client origin is port 3000. Okay, so these are two different ports, right? So I need to make sure that this communication happens between these two. So by default it will give an error. So if we need to allow that, we need to go back to our server, and here we need to add a property that is known as access control. I think it should be caps only. Okay, so it should be star. So why star? Like allow the access control from all the servers, like from all the server ports. Okay, no matter what, like where it is coming from. So for now I have done that. Okay, so now just go back to our let's just go back to our server terminal, server code. Okay, so I'll close this. Okay, and I'll run node server.js. Okay, so server listening at port 8080. So my server is now ready with the new code. Access control is allowed over here. My index.html is running on port 3000. Okay, so and the index.js is listening to the event. So now let's refresh this and check if everything is working fine or if we are getting any error or what. Okay, so if you see in the console I have opened, so every 1 second you see the timestamps are coming, right, and these are changing. If you see, these are not the same values, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, right? So this value is continuously keep on changing, right? So you understood now what is happening. So now I am not refreshing the page. Your page is here as it is. but it is keep on listening to the it is keep on listening to the data from the server. I am closing the server link also. It's simple, your front end has been opened over here, your server is running on this port, okay, 8080 here. Okay, your server is running perfectly over here. This is your front end running, and your front end is like continuously listening to the server side event, which is the timestamp that I'm sending from there. Okay, so instead of timestamp, if it would have been any other dynamic data, so let's say your like there is some company. Okay, so let's say Zomato, or so let's say Zomato wants to send you some notification. So instead of like you have opened their web application, so you are on the browser and have opened their website, but you see suddenly a notification post pop up. Okay, so how did that happen? Because they have implemented server side events in the backend. So whenever they'll push a message from their server, okay, so like they can do it at any point of time. Like instead of this interval, I could have written a condition, like if let's say I want to just check, let's say I do let notify is equal to true. So let notify, so if I can simply check if notify, if this is the case, I can simply use res dot write. Okay, and what I can write again, data, and dollar. So instead of that, I can simply write a static data. So I would want to write notification hello user. I'll simply send hello user. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so if notify is equal to true, then this will happen. Okay, so now let's restart our server and check. So you should continuously get the, once you should get it. Okay, so now let's test. So I refresh, so you see hello user, you got it right. So once you will get the hello user, because we are sending that once. So like this can be at any time. So whenever the admin of the particular website wants to send the users a notification, they'll simply change this value and simply change the value and simply send that notification, right? So this is how server side events happen. So I hope this is clear to you. Just a minute, why this data hello you, I think this should also be wrapped inside double quotes, pretty sure, but let's check. So I just it, it's coming like this. Okay. Okay, maybe I'm not using that no, next line, that's why I got that. Let's try again. So let me just run it again. Okay, so now we are getting perfect hello user here. Okay, fine. So this is I hope you understood, like you got an idea like what is happening behind the scenes. Okay, so if yes, just go through this code once. I'm giving you like 30 seconds of time. Just go through this code so that you get an idea like what is happening behind the scenes. Then we'll discuss more advanced topic on that. Okay. Okay, so I told you guys about this server side events. So now let's move ahead on the more, like not more advanced. Like what we are going to do over here is, like right now I was writing all this data on the console, right? So now like instead of writing it on the console, just see the life changes over here. Okay, so like it's kind of a counter that you are writing down. Okay, or instead of date and time, what I'll do, I'll just make some changes over here. Okay, so instead of set interval, let me take a variable, let count is equal to 10. Okay, so I'm making a counter up to 10, up till 10. Okay, so what I'm doing going to do is const out equal to set timeout. Okay, set timeout. Uh, 1 minute, let me think. Let's use set interval only. So after every 1 second, just like reduce this count by 1. Okay, so set interval after each 1 second. I'll write a condition over here. If uh, count is greater than 0, okay, then simply res.write date. Instead of date dot now, I'll be sending count over here. Okay, and this, and then count minus minus. Okay, so every time count will be decremented by 1. Okay, and else response dot write um, data welcome to my world. Okay, fine, so that's it, and followed by /n/n. Okay, so after every 1 second, your count is going to be decremented by 1 until it is greater than 0. Okay, so this is what I am going to send now. So instead of date dot now, so let's rerun our server. So control C, node server.js. Okay, so now if I just do this, so you see 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to my world. Okay. Oh, okay, one thing I haven't handled, like now after every 1 second this will happen, right? So what I'll do is uh, let's try this to end it. Let's see if it works or not. I need to end this no, let's see. 10, 9, 8, 6, 5, 4, 2, 1. Okay, fine, so this ends at this place. Okay, so we get this 10, 9, 8. Okay, so this is a counter that we are using from our server. Okay, the server is sending us a counter. Okay, so now let's try to implement this. Instead of logging it, let's implement it in our front end. Okay, so for that I'm going to create a div. So div id is equal to counter. Okay, so what I'll do is here, so instead of console along with console.log, I want to do is document dot get element by id counter dot inner text is equal to e dot data. That's it. Okay, so now let's refresh. Okay, so you see it's all working now. I'll close the console. You see. Okay, so you see here 10, 9, 2, 1. Welcome to my world. Everything is coming over here, right? So one thing, let's put it as h2. Okay, instead of a div, h2. Okay, let's refresh. I'll refresh. So you see, hello user 10, 9, 8, and one more thing, I just added this double quotes. Na? So instead of this double quotes actually were not required over here. Okay, so okay, so see 10, 9, 8. So I'm not doing anything on the front end. You might be seeing that I'm not doing anything on the front end. The like events are being emitted from your backend. Your front end is only listening to them. Your client side is only listening to them. Okay, and when your client disconnects, so I had written one code in my server na, then when like the connection closes, what to do. So you might have like paid attention to it. So if not, let's see. So like right now my client is connected. Let me close it. I closed it. Okay, so you see we got a message on our console, right? Client disconnected. So like it is listening to this event client on close. What you need to do, client disconnected, or you can do anything like whatever you wish. So we are doing our clear interval as well, and console.logging. So this is another thing that we are doing over here when the client disconnects. Okay, so similarly when the client connects, we need to do something so that we can do over here, like let's say console.log client connected. So as soon as this /stream API would be hit by any client na, it will show this. Okay, so let's rerun our server. Okay, so right now you didn't get any client connected, but as soon as I'll open localhost, let's open our browser and open localhost 3000. Okay, so you see you got client connected. Okay, client connected, and here you might be seeing the real-time updates. Okay, So I hope this thing is clear. So now let's move to something more in this, that is about authentication and authorization. Okay, so what do you guys understand by authentication and authorization? So if you guys have like visited any website, let's say you open Gmail, so the very first thing that you need to do in Gmail is you need to authenticate yourself, right? You need to enter the username and password. So that is basically known as authentication, so that the server knows that are you a valid user or not, like are you a genuine user or not. So that is about authentication. So how do we implement authentication? That is very simple. So okay, so for that, the changes that you need to do, so in your client side you need to send some kind of token. So like you need to create a form over here, you need to send ID, password. Okay, so finally let's say you are sending some data. So here, what I'm going to write is stream question mark token is equal to something, let's say ABC. Like again it will have to be wrapped inside backticks. Okay, so let's say token, I'm creating a random token, so this is a random token that I'm going to send. Okay, mm, it should be like this. Okay, stream question mark token is equal to this. Okay, so now how will listen to it? So here, so I want to check it if it works or not. So console.log request dot params dot token. So let's test. So I'll just restart my server. Okay, and okay, I see I got undefined over here. So let me think, why are we getting undefined over here? So request.params.token. So let's try without the token. Let's see what are exactly what we are getting in request.params. So we are getting empty object. So okay, okay, sorry. So we need to like make changes over here, right? So here basically it should be dollar sorry colon token. Okay, now let's try restart. mm, Not getting, let's test. Okay, sorry, it's my bad. It should be actually request.query.token, not params.token. Yeah. Okay, so now let's try. Hmm, Still, I don't see it. Let me think what I'm doing wrong over here. Stream question mark token is equal to this request.query.token. Uh, let's check on web only, like what I'm doing wrong over here. Okay, so let's open ChatGPT and check. So it's a good way to debug your code. Basically, you can take help of ChatGPT. There's nothing wrong in that. And here I'm trying to use this. So let's see. Might be a small mistake. Let's see. It looks like mixing up route.params, request.params, and request.query. Okay, so request.query.token, but token is a route parameter. So you must use request.params.token. I was using params.token only. Event source URL is wrong. This will literally send us the token which is invalid. Correct is stream question mark token is, oh okay, okay, sorry, my bad. Okay, request.params.token. Okay, so okay, so let's fix it quickly. Actually it was, this was correct only. It should be request.params.token, and here the way I was sending was wrong, na? Huh. This should be the correct way, I guess. Okay, now let's try. And let's refresh. No, still I didn't get anything. Maybe backticks don't work here or what. Let's do one thing. Let's restart our front end server as well. Server. Okay. No, I'm still not getting anything over here. What I am missing over here? Console.log. Let's ask again. I'm not sure what is happening. So let's see. Hmm. This is app.get and this is my index.js with this event source. Looking trying to open server and okay. Problems in your snippet. No, does not provide. Requested params dot token find token. No, 1 minute. It's using this in okay. Yeah, that is what I want. Uh, requested params dot 1 minute. Like actually, what my understanding says it should be query params only. Request dot query dot token. Let's try once again. Otherwise, we'll think about it. Mm, not getting it. Let me see. Okay, so maybe I realized my mistake. So this should be stream and request.query.token should be here. So now let's try. Okay, so we got the token over here now. Okay, so now basically we got our token and this is what we needed to verify if the user is authenticated or not. So simply what we can do, logic to authenticate user. So how we can do that? Simply we can check if request dot query dot token is equal to like whatever you expected it to be. So like this can be something from your database result operation, right? So right now I'm just authenticating using the exact token that I sent from here. I'll copy that, I'll paste it over here. Okay, so if this is the case, then only do all this stuff. Okay, if okay. Okay, so this is response.end, so we can just end it from here itself. Okay, so this is how it works. So let's try it. Okay, so if the correct user is there, okay, no, 1 minute. Line number 38 we got some error. Okay, so this sorry, this should also be inside here only. 1 minute. I made some mistake, it seems. Response.send notify interval. This is fine. Okay, so this needs to be inside here. Okay, fine. So now let's restart the server. Let's try. So if I'm sending the correct code, the correct token, so it is allowing me. Okay, and the client is connected. So now let's do something like let's change the token a little bit. So I'm removing the last two characters. Okay, I did it. Okay, so let's refresh. You see immediately I got client disconnected and no data over here. Okay, so since my user is not authenticated, since the condition here is failing, I'm immediately getting this response.end. Okay, so immediately I'm ending the response and I can simply say that the user is not authorized. So instead of this, you can also you do one thing: response.status 401.end. Fine. So let's try this. 1 minute. Just restart the server. Okay, and let's refresh and see in the console if we are getting that thing or not. So in issues, no, not this. 1 minute. Okay, let's see. Sponsored status dot. Let's Let's send this status and check. Okay, why aren't we getting this? Let me. Okay, so let's do one thing. Just in our front end code, we have just written this event source dot on message, na. So apart from that, like if event source dot on error. Okay, so if an error comes, what you needs to do? Error console dot log error. Okay, let's try this. Okay, so we got the error. It seems type error. Okay, see, so yeah, we are able to get the error. So just one thing. Let me try send unauthorized. Okay, so let's try it out. I'll refresh the server. So if I'm able to see this, um, if I want to see the message, let me see. So I cannot see that. So what I have realized is, I guess it is not possible actually to see the error using SSE. Actually, like that happens if I separately like make a call using fetch to this API of mine. Then only I'll be able to see the error. But using the server side events, it's not possible. It seems. So let me just confirm this in front of you guys. I'm just want to make sure. So let me just write this code, like give this code to ChatGPT and ask like if I'm making something, like doing something wrong over here. Let's see. So this is my server.js, right? So let's see if something is wrong, it will tell us. So let's see. Okay. Okay. Okay, issue fixed remove was okay, improved server code. This is fine. Code. Event sort out an error, connection error. Okay, optional name limit. Okay, so I'll just ask. I am not getting the error on browser console. So let's see if we get it or not. If you don't see error, it's because of one of the reasons. Event source does not show network errors by default. Okay, so most people think on error gives detailed, but it does not. Okay, so this is what I was trying to mention. It does not. Okay, only gives us generic error, generic event with no error details. Okay, so you will not see the real cause in JavaScript console. To see, use check the network tab in browser DevTools. Okay, your server returns status 200 on unauthorized. Okay, this is not done. Okay, so you must use send 401. So actually I was sending 401, but still it was not working. Okay, so let's try 401 also was not working. So you need to inspect the browser network tab. Add logging to confirm the error files most likely cause in your case. Okay, so it's telling us to change it to 401 and then send. Let's try it again if it works or not. Otherwise, I'll assume that it does not work. So let's see. 1 minute. Let's use 401 over here and let's try 401. Okay, and let's restart our server. So this is our server, right? So let's control C and then node server.js. Okay, so now let's come back over here and let's refresh. Okay, so I came over here. Still, target error is there. Like I don't see anything in the console. Okay, so probably like this is the way how it works. Okay, so let's check the network tab. So maybe like there will be getting yes. So in the network tab we get the okay unauthorized is the what we get over here. So fine, but yeah, like we are not able to see the message on console. So let's ask GPT only like still no error message on console. Okay, let's see. Understood. So never shows. Okay. Huh. Okay. Network tab. It's there, not in the JavaScript console. Okay, then that's fine. If it is not possible to like see the error in the console, that's not an issue. You can simply check it in the network tab. So here you got 401 unauthorized when you were sending the wrong token. So let's try again with the correct token and see if it works or not. So we were sending a token here, right? This was the token. So let's I'm not sure what was the correct token. So let's see over here. Token is equal to this. Okay, so this is the token that I need to send from here. So let's use this. So now this is my front end. So front end code also, what I'll do, I'll run it again. So npx, but basically like probably it would be running automatically. Let's refresh. Okay, yeah, so it works now, and our server side events are up and ready, running over here, right? And here we got like proper 200 OK response instead of 401 unauthorized. Okay, so that's it for this tutorial on server side events using modern JavaScript. So I hope you guys got an idea about it. So yeah, if you enjoyed the session, please give a like, and yeah, I hope to see you guys in the next video. So thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.